Okogba. Good evening. The time is indeed very short, and I don't want to take much of our time. So I'll quickly be rushing through the few things that I have to share with us. When I was told that on the 4th of April, I'll be taking this class or this meeting, the first question I asked myself was, what will I say? You know, while I was brooding over it, and this topic came to mind: what you have that you don't use. Now, I'm going to be as practical as possible, and I'm going to make it simple as possible. Basically, what I'll be sharing with us are the things that have tried and I've seen work for me, and there are principles. Like they say, principles don't fail. Principles will always stand the test of time. And there's this saying that I like so much. It's like this: while others are busy constructing excuses, get yourself busy with establishing success principles. I'm going to say that again. While others are busy constructing excuses, get yourself busy establishing success principles. Like I said earlier, I'll be sharing my screen. I'm also for people who follow me on Instagram, I'm also doing this on Instagram so that I'll be able to reach as many people as possible. Once again, happy Easter. I can see one of my coaches, Coach Steve Harris. Thank you very much. And those joining me on Instagram. So like I said, I'll be sharing my screen, and if you can see my screen, just type in the box in the chat box for those on Zoom. Let me see. Let me be sure that. Okay, so let's roll. What you have that you don't use, you know? Now, when I ask you this question, for some of us, we might be thinking, thoughts will be flying in different directions. For some of us, we might be thinking is money. For some of us, we might be thinking, maybe there's a particular something that is huge, maybe a particular resource or resources that you hold so dearly, you know. But it will amaze you that there are a lot of things that we have, you know, that make us different from every other human beings, be it in your career, be it in your relationship, in whatever it is that you do. There is something that you have that somebody else does not have. There is something that you have that others are envying, that others really want to also have. They wish they could do something that you do in a particular way. And, you know, but the irony of life is such that at times we are so carried away paying attention to other people, what others can do or what others do better than us, that we neglect our own unique touch, you know. And this explains why many times we make costly mistakes in our lives, in our career, in our relationship, because we are busy comparing ourselves with others. And one thing we fail to always realize is the fact that, see, in life, even twins that are given birth on the same day don't have the same destiny. They have different destinies. So I'm asking you this question again: what do you have? What do you have? You know, and I'll make a quick reference to this biblical character. Permit me. I believe it's also no offense. Is Easter Sunday. You know, the man who was at the pool of Bethsaida for about 38 years. You know, and whenever the angel came around to stir the water, this man, one excuse he was always giving was the fact that there was nobody to push him into the water, you know, and he stayed there for good 38 years, you know. And a typical example of this is if we look around us, you know, Nigeria is referred to as the giant of Africa, but ironically, are we living up to that expectation? And many a times we are quick to criticize our leaders, we are quick to criticize our country, but the question is, what is it that you can do yourself to change the immediate environment around you, to influence your immediate community that you are not doing? What is that thing that if you do, it will make life better for other people? What is it that if you do will make life better for other people? Now, if you, there's something I'm sharing on my screen right now, and it's simply, to the right, you have a bulb. To the other side, you also have a bulb. But the difference is one is lit, the other is not lit. And for those who are racial conscious, they might be saying one is being held by a black hand, the other is being held by a white hand. But the thing is, the two objects that you are seeing on the screen are bulbs. You know, one is lit, the other is not lit. You know, and like you have the text that is there, says you won't know how bright a light bulb would shine until you turn the difference between these two bulbs that we are seeing on the screen. Now, because one bulb is connected to a power source, it is lit. Because the other is not connected, or because there is something that is propelling one that is not propelling the other, which is making us to see the difference between the two. Then there's this statement that whenever I hear it, it makes me feel uncomfortable. And it's a statement that if you hear somebody say he has great potential, he has great potential, like and so what? What is the essence of having potential without putting that potential to use? What is the essence of having a potential without, you know, using it to add value to your immediate environment? What is the essence of a potential that has no value? The true value in any potential that you see is in how much value it can add, or it is able to add to the people around. How much difference is what you have making in that environment that you are? How much difference is that knowledge that you have acquired making in your immediate community? What can people say about the fact that, yes, indeed, he knows these things? People don't know how much you care until they can feel tangibly that you care. People don't know how much you care until they can feel the fact that, yes, indeed, this person cares, until they are able to feel it. You know, there's a difference between feeling something and, you know, just sensing it. There's a difference between the two. Now, quickly, why is it that many times people don't use what they have? Number one thing, there are more than this, but I just listed a few. One is fear. You know, the fear of what people would say, the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, all sorts of fear. You know, people are afraid of what people will say. They are so conscious of what people will say. And one thing they neglect is the fact that people that you are so much concerned about don't actually care about you. They don't care about you. They are also looking at what they can learn from you. They are also looking at what they can learn from you. Secondly, which I've also touched on, is what people would say. Fear, number one. What people will say, number two. Thirdly, lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. You know, because we have so much compared ourselves with other people, it has affected our level of confidence, that we no longer believe in ourselves. That it has questioned our self-awareness. You know, because we have been so much carried away by the fact that no, if I do this thing now, what will people say? What will my friends say? How will my friend look at me? If I start this business, what will my friends say? No, see, recently a few weeks ago, like running into a month or thereabout now, I was involved in a particular training, and this training, you know, changed a lot of things about how I perceived life, about how the fact that my personality would make a whole lot of difference in anything that I do. You know, it so much opened my eyes and made me become more aware of myself. You know, and recently I just, after the training, I started a business, and I was discussing with my wife that, see, Do you know that this business I just started, I had actually done something in that line while I was much younger? That's talking about over 20 years ago, while I was still in my early days in the secondary school. You know, I could repair my sandals, just like you have these shoemakers. I could repair my sandals whenever it was caught, you know, and was making little money from it. But one of the things that made me stop then was the fact that all this thing, hook, one of the instruments that the shoemakers usually use, pierced one of my fingers and was drew out one of my veins, you know. So, but before it could heal, it took a while. So because of that, I withdrew a bit. And recently, I was just looking at some of the contacts I had, and I reached out to somebody who could make very good shoes. And I asked him, okay, guy, these are the samples I have. I want you to make this for me. And, you know, before I launched it out, I just threw it on my WhatsApp status, and people saw it. I was like, really? Okay. Some people started booking in advance, you know. And when the slippers and other footwear came, people ordered, and they got their orders delivered. Now, I wasn't so carried away by what people would say, in as much as what I'm doing is giving me extra income, you know, and that moves me to the next one, which is lack of understanding. Because you don't understand, if you don't know the why for going into a particular thing, you know, what people say will weigh you down. What people say will discourage you. That is why you must have a good understanding of whatever it is that you want to launch into. Have a good understanding of why you are going into it. And the last that I will deal with here of why people don't use what they have is time. People don't understand the value of time. You know, while I was doing my master's program at the University of Ibadan, one of the things that blew my mind was the fact that one of the major reasons why Africa lags behind is because of our definition of time. You know, we see there's this thing called African time. We see time as our own, you know, forgetting the fact that time waits for no one. You know, time waits for no one. And the earlier you start, the better for you. Because if you make mistakes at all, you would have made those mistakes and you would have learned from them and moved on. You would have been better than somebody who has not started anything. You would have been better than somebody who has not made any attempt. So time management, we need to understand the fact that time waits for no one. Everybody has 24 hours on a daily basis. But you see people who are making more meaning out of life because they did something with their time. They managed that time properly. They manage their time. Time is a resource that God has given to everybody, be it Bill Gates, be it Aliko Dangote, be it Adeniran Bamishaye, be it you who are listening to me this evening. Time is one resource that God has given to everybody in equal proportion. But what are we making out of this time? That is one thing that you have that you should make count for yourself. That is one thing that you have that you should make count for yourself. Don't be busy constructing excuses while others are busy establishing success principles. You know, each time I remember the statement, it gets me walking, it gets me pushing, it gets me going on. People want to see you establish success principles. People want to see that, yes, indeed, this person is making a difference. People want to learn from you. The fact that you have been so carried away by the fact that people are doing what you cannot do, and it is creating envy in you and they're making you jealous. There are also people who are waiting for you to start something. And there is something about success. Success has a way of spreading. It has a way of affecting lives even beyond how far we can think or comprehend. So I challenge you this evening, don't be busy constructing excuses. Now and it is all because we don't cherish, we don't value, we don't have the right perception about what it is that we have. And look at the few things that you have that that you can actually capitalize on to make a difference. I spoke earlier on about starting a shoe business. And one of the things that I fell back on, or where I drew inspiration from, was my background. My background. Now, what is the background? I could then, whenever I see shoemakers repairing shoes beside me, I would sit down and study them. And from there, I moved on. I got the equipment that were used in repairing shoes, and I was making little money as far back as my GSS classes then. Now, this is a background that has also kind of inspired what I'm doing, the business I just started recently. You know, and see, also in life, there is no experience that is a waste. There is no experience that is a waste. Whatever experience that you've had in the past should add to your feathers, should make a difference, should be an avenue for you to make more money, should be an avenue for you to add more value, you know. And there's something I've noticed about myself. Each time I embark on any particular kind of training, be it formal, educational in school, or informal, there's always a kind of experience that follows that serves like a compensation or a payment for the fee that I paid attending for the training. Now, let me give an example. After my first degree, I went for service, and one of my goals then was, after service, I was going to go and do my master's degree, because my background, first degree, was in linguistics. So I lost interest along the line, and because I had always had passion for training, for writing, I beg your pardon, the next thing I was looking out for was how I would polish my communication skills. So I decided that, okay, since I could not get creative writing course, let me go for something very close, which was communication and language arts. So, pow, I got that at the University of Ibadan. I went, and towards the end of that, while I was on the program, I got a job that I was doing on a part-time basis, which also was placing in a demand on my writing skills. I was doing that, I was learning, I was earning. Apart from that, I was also helping even colleagues in the class with some of their assignments, and I was charging them for it. Now, that is how it has worked for me. And it is because I've registered in my mind that whatever skill that I acquire, whatever knowledge that I acquire, I must find a way to compensate myself for the sacrifices I made acquiring those skills. Now, what are the skills that you have? What are the educational information that are at your disposal? What are you doing with them? What are you doing with them? What are you doing with your WhatsApp status? For God's sake, that is a very good market. I have made a lot of sales from my WhatsApp status. Whatever business that says that I'm doing, be it the Green Monday business, be it my writing business, be it the shoe business that I just, in fact, the sales that I've made so far came from WhatsApp. I've not launched on Facebook. I've not launched on Instagram. I've not launched on Twitter. I've not launched on other social media platforms. But the sales that I've made so far have come from my uploading on my WhatsApp status, and also making use of my relationship, you know, which is also one very important thing that we have that unfortunately we take for granted, you know. And the thing about relationship is that now, before you can harvest from relationship, let me say that again, before you can harvest from relationship, you must have sold into that relationship. You must have serviced it for a certain number of, for a particular period, you know. And because the reason is, many times we want to reap where we did not sow. We want to reap where we did not sow. Value has to go out of you before value can come back to you. There has to be value exchange. As you are giving to people, people would also be willing to plug into whatever it is that you are doing. Now, for me, writing has been like the leveraging thing for me. While I started writing, from my writing, I realized that people, because I was sharing practical experiences, So most of the times I was sharing from the lessons I was learning practically. People began to open up to me. People began to open up to me, ask some very personal questions. I've met amazing people online who have become like family. And I've also learned not to take these relationships for granted, because I know that God still uses people to bless people. In as much as we are waiting for that breakthrough in code, God will not come down from heaven to come and bless you. He would send people, and the people he will send to you are within, or people either they are within your circle of influence, or you will still get to meet them. And that is why we must polish our interpersonal skills. We must polish our relationship skills. You must know how to relate with people, know how to interact with people, know how to start a conversation. And now I'll move to the next point, which is goodwill. Goodwill. You see, one of the things that writing has done for me is that it has helped me to build to a good, a healthy bank of goodwill. There are times when I need some stuff, I put them on my status, and before I know it, people begin to buzz me. I make requests, people begin to respond. Also, our personality. See, there is nobody, even twins, no matter how much they look alike, their personality makes them different. There is something that you still be able to use to differentiate between the two of them, even when they have the same gender. There is something that you still be able to use to differentiate between the two of them. And the next one, knowledge. Knowledge. See, they say knowledge is power, but I'm quick to also say that the knowledge that is power is that which is applied. Knowledge itself is not power. It is the application of knowledge that is power. And the good book says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. The truth that will set you free is that truth which you have absorbed, that truth which you have made to come to reality. And see, what you know, you should cherish. What you know, you should cherish. Don't be looking down on the knowledge. Don't be seeing the knowledge you have as little. There are a lot of people who want to know what you know, but unfortunately, you don't value what you know. There are a lot of people who want to know what you know, but unfortunately, you don't value what you know. Now, my background is communication and linguistics, but I have, because of my quest for knowledge and my quest to add value, I found myself in a world that is, I'll call it unique or different from where I cut my tooth as in school, or where my natural skills placed me. And this came out of the desire to add value to people. This came out of the desire to make life easy, to see that apart from writing, what else can I do to add value to humanity? What else can I do to make life better for people around me? And I came across this amazing opportunity, which coincidentally is being is the sponsor of this meeting we are having, and that is Green Mondays, which I will share briefly as I begin to round off. On Monday is so funny that research says that a lot of people many people suffer from depression on Monday because of the thought of going to work, resuming, doing that 9 to 5. And the reason is simple. Many people are doing what they don't like because they just need something to keep body and soul together, to keep the family running. So I stumbled on this opportunity, and for me, it came at a very interesting point in my life, which was about 2 years ago. I've been blessed by God, or let me say, yes, I've been fortunate to have played in the media at a very high level, and coming into this, it was for me another opportunity to see how much I can put myself to test, how much I can stretch myself to add value to humanity. So Green Mondays came by, and I call it a design intervention. A design intervention because it was coming at a point in time when I was pulling out from something that was taking much of my time and something that was really unpredictable that would when you talk of public holidays, when you talk about keeping appointments, was almost impossible. I fixed an appointment with people and wouldn't be able to show up. And this intervention came for me. Green Mondays. I would shed more light on this as I move on. Now, I also spoke about relationship the other time. It is said there's this acronym that I like, and that is the acronym I believe many of us are familiar with. It is TEAM, Together Each Achieve More, which is a typical example of what we are seeing, 4 organizations in one. Now, I mentioned Green Mondays earlier. Green Mondays is an organization that is out to help, that is out to inspire people, to connect people and empower people to achieve their dreams. Now, if I ask us that how many of us have dreams, I believe would raise our hands, and there wouldn't be any exception. Many of us have dreams. For me, as a child or as a teenager back then, one of my dreams was to author a book. And I've been able to do that. Another dream was that the first time I would board an aeroplane, it would be as a result of how much value I was given in exchange for the experience. In other words, that I would not bring out money from my pocket, even though I would be able to afford it. I wouldn't bring out money from my pocket to pay for that shit, but it would be as a result of the kind of value I was giving out. And that dream came to reality. The dream of becoming an author became a reality. And see, everybody has a dream. Everybody has a dream. And in Green Mondays, this is what would help you do, would inspire you, would connect you, because we understand the fact that relationship is very key. Would also empower you, which is one of the things we are doing tonight, to achieve those dreams. Now, the next company that I have that I want to briefly introduce here is Vent to Earn. There was, I think it was yesterday. No, was it yesterday that I ran out of airtime and I was trying to recharge, from my bank account, but it wasn't going through. So later on I got to, thank God I had some cash on me. I had to now look for other means to do the recharge. So later on I got to understand that I wouldn't mention the branding, had issue with the bank, and a lot of people actually had that kind of experience. Now, in this business, in this organization, what Vent to Earn will do is it creates a platform for you to pay all of your bills. Is it your data recharge? Is it your DSTV subscription? Is it GoTV? Is it airtime you want to recharge? And the amazing thing about this is while you are doing that, you are earning cash back. While you are doing that, you are earning. There is one of my team members who recently, ran out of credit, and I just being the team lead, I logged into her account and I was like, see, I now told her, see, you have a few thousands in your account. Should I transfer it to you so that you could use it to recharge? She was wowed, she was surprised, and I did that for her. These were accumulated commissions that came out as a result of the activity that was going on in our account. And the next one is Marvel Natural Product PLC. Now, the amazing thing about this company is that the company is homemade. Let me use that word. The company is made in Nigeria, but the amazing thing is that it is based in Nigeria, but has this global mindset. It is a company that is based in Nigeria with a global mindset, and the company came about to help people, deal with very fundamental issues in their health, by combining carefully selected herbs that have been proven over the years to deal with and help manage many or different kinds of health challenges, and that is Marvel Natural Products. I will still introduce the product to us as we move on. And the last but not the least is A2W, that is Avenues to Wealth. I was talking about the different things that I've engaged myself with, which basically explains what Avenues to Wealth is all about. But one amazing thing about Avenues to Wealth is that the company has about 15 years of network marketing experience, and it is bringing this on board for these companies and for members who plug into this opportunity to enjoy and get the best out of whatever it is that they set out to do. So, and look at the next slide. It says, one day a light bulb will turn on in your head. And the question is, will it be today? Will it be today? One day a light bulb will turn on in your head. Will it be today? Like I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of things that we have that we are not taking advantage of. And tonight is just another one. The question is, are you going to take advantage of this opportunity being presented to you? Are you going to take advantage of it? And many of us, because of one of the outfall of the pandemic that came about last year, a lot of people are actually yet to recover from it. Many people are yet to recover from it, and they are still, looking at what is it that they want to do. This is an amazing opportunity that can help you, get out of that. This is an opportunity on an avenue where you can plug into and get out of that. Enough of those excuses. Start with what you have and move on. Start with what you have and move on. Financial freedom is one thing that a lot of people desire. Financial freedom is what a lot of us desire. But the question is, what is your why? Why do you want to be free? Why do you want to be financially free? Do you want to add value to people in exchange for value for you to attain that financial freedom? Do you want to just, make money and just move on? There is a how to it, and in our quest for financial freedom, it will be unfortunate to chase after wealth and lose our health. It will be unfortunate to chase after wealth and lose our health at the end of the day, which is one of the things that I mentioned earlier about one of the companies that is sponsoring this amazing opportunity, which is Marvel Natural Products. Now, because research has shown that something that is very fundamental in the health of people that is causing major challenge, or the major most of the health challenges that people are having, is called oxidative stress. And oxidative stress simply is as a result of, one, not taking balanced diet, two, medication and treatment, air pollution, the junks that we eat, stress, poor nutrition, alcohol, insecticides. We want to kill all of these mosquitoes, cockroaches, excess exercises, and contaminants. I was at a presentation a few weeks ago, and I asked this simple question: how many people take balanced diet? And nobody could raise up their hand. I asked, how many people would turn on their gen whenever the power supply was off? People raise up their hands. How many of us would want to board a bus, for instance, you want to go out via public transport, and you step out, you stand by the roadside, a vehicle comes, and it is when it gets to your side that the driver knows that it is time for him to accelerate or to step on the throttle or raise the car, and fumes come out. We inhale all of these things. They come into our body and it begins to cause harm, And once these things happen, once things like this happen, once we don't take balanced diet, alcohol, inadequate fruits, vegetables, and all of those, when all of these things happen and cause oxidative stress, they begin to affect our cells in our body. You know, the cells that controls the joints, the cells that controls the eyes, the cells that controls the skin, the cells that controls different parts of our body, and people begin to experience back pain, neck pain, joint pain, arthritis. People begin to suffer from conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, menstrual anomalies, you know, and so on and so forth. These are aftermath of all of these things that are causes of oxidative stress. These are the aftermath of them. And once this begins to happen, people begin to have issues. You know, people begin to find it difficult to fulfill their dreams. People begin to find it difficult, you know, to attain and be what they've always dreamt to be. But, you know, out of the desire and out of the quest to help people find solution to this health challenge or different health challenges that people are having, the company came about this amazing product, which is Reader Herbal Bitters. You know, this is a flagship product, like I mentioned earlier. That's one of the amazing things that from the feedback that we have got from people that, why is it that this product, I used it for this, and it did this for me, for me, especially you hear things like, that product, they work, you know, there was somebody I gave a sample recently, and the guy came back to me, Egbon, in Yoruba, Egbon, Esheo, Kini Esheo, I mean, pay mo ni match. Lálẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn, pé kini mo lò, you know, and when I gave him that product, I just gave him that, use this product and give me feedback, you know. And one of the things he mentioned was the fact that there's this pain that I usually had, and there was this, he was also having issues with his babe or his madam, you know. And from the feedback he gave me, he was amazed at how much the product did. Now, it was yesterday, I went out with my wife, and while we were chilling out, I just got a call that is apparently for somebody who saw flyer, you know, and got my contact that he had bought product previously that he needed to get another set. Like, okay, when will I be home? I told him, okay, no problem. You know, I got back home, delivered the product to him, and you know, I collected the money. He did the transfer. I was even happy it was transferred. He did. I said he doesn't have cash. I said no problem. All forms of payment are accepted. So he did that. You know, one of the amazing things about this product and why people always get back to us is because the product was designed in such a way that it does not deal with those health challenges at the surface level. Rather, it deals with those health challenges at the root level, you know, which is the cellular level. And the thing is, once whatever cell that is in charge of or controlling those areas where those health challenges are coming from have been revived, the person begins to experience relief, you know. And talking about mopping up oxidative stress, repairing damaged cells, being a catalyst for other blends or variants that we have, also helping in boosting immunity. And another good thing about this product is that it is very rich in antioxidants. It is very rich in antioxidants, you know. And like I said, this is our flagship product. Apart from this product, which is Reader Herbal Bitters, we also have other amazing products, which is from Cleanser. That is another herbal blend that does amazing things. You know, for me, it's one of, if not my favorite out of the products, is Reader Cleanser. It does amazing things. It helps combine with the bitters, helps you to build immunity, deal with pile, you know. It's very rich in antiviral and antibacterial components. We also have the Reader Fire. That one is for men, you know, talking about male reproductive health. It does amazing things. Talking about, there's also another one, Reader Restore. That one is for female. It helps deal with hormonal imbalance, It has anti-fibroid component. It has anti-cancer component. You know, there's also the Reader Fat Burner, which helps in metabolism management, helps you in weight loss, in your weight loss program. We have a whole lot of other amazing products. And one of the goal of our company is to make sure that there comes a time where every home will have at least two of our products, And I tell you, this is possible. This is possible. This is possible when you also come on board, when you also combine effort. I talked about earlier on leveraging on relationship, you know, and the amazing thing about relationship is that we value a lot when people introduce something to us. People have done as a result of recommendation from friends, from family, or from loved ones. For example, you want to go and get a phone, and because a friend of yours just got a particular model or a particular make of phone, the person calls and tells you that, see, the person and tells you that, look at this phone, or this is the phone I want you to get. And because of the kind of connection you have with that person, you go ahead to get that particular phone, or you get that particular electronic equipment you've so long desire. But do you know what? While that friend was busy recommending that to you, the manufacturer of that product did not compensate that person. They did not give that friend of yours anything. Why? Because their model of working is different. But in this amazing organization, one of the things we do is that whenever it is that you recommend this amazing opportunity to people, you know, helping them to stay healthier, helping them to gain back their health and live healthy, the company does what? The company compensates you for that. The company rewards you for that. You know, around Nigeria, for instance, the brand when it comes to vehicle that is most popular is Toyota. Toyota is very popular, and if you, by asking many people, anytime that I bought I go out by public transport, either
it seems his internet has gone off. Seems his internet has gone off. Can we hear me? Okay, if you can hear me, please let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. His internet.
Yes, we can.
All right, fantastic. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so he was gradually rounding up. So let me just try and I just try to fish out a slide here to take it up from where he stopped. Okay, fantastic. So he was talking about the available, the products and what they do. Actually, what we try to do in a meeting like this is we just try to give an overview of the products that are available and what is possible as far as what you can earn from the business side of the products are concerned. Even though the products are just about 2 years old, as far as being in the market is concerned, currently we have people using the products in about 20 countries of the world already. And when you have a product that moves like that, I mean, that means when someone uses it and the person sees results, he remembers, oh, I have this cousin, I have this person, and I think this product will work for the person. And, you know, just yesterday I was watching it's like a medical series, and I saw what actually happens in medicine. For me, I'm a pharmacist, and I have an idea of how medicine works sometimes. Sometimes when something happens, maybe somebody exhibits a symptom, what happens, the average thinking is that medicine wants to address the symptom. Okay, if there's a growth somewhere, Medicine averagely will not go to the root and say, okay, what could be responsible, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's on the average, except someone decides to, people practicing integrative medicine these days. But the focused orthodox medicine as we know it, they'll just go for the symptom. Oh, there's a growth, and they just cut it off, you know, things like that. There was a lady that came for a medical, this happened in the US, in New York, actually. And she came to see the doctor. They had tried different diagnoses, blah, blah, blah. I mean, she had used this, said, okay, it was rheumatoid arthritis. They gave her medicines, it was not working. They raised another one. They had about 3 or 4 different diagnoses. And they didn't see that, you know, it didn't work. All the things they prescribed didn't work. After some time, they transferred us to another doctor who sat down and did some troubleshooting, tried to check, okay, asked some questions. Then he discovered that the lady actually had a pain in her tooth, right? And in that pain, there was a kind of, there was an infection, right? So the medication they were giving her was addressing the bacterial infection in her tooth. It wasn't addressing the pain she was feeling in her leg. And as all of that was going on, I was just smiling and thinking about the concept of oxidative stress and how strong antioxidants can be in working at the cellular level, working through the entire body to address where free radicals are. And when they do that, and that's what happens when you use the Reader range of products. Some people say, oh, I had this particular issue, but then I discovered that it addressed this as well. That is the concept of oxidative stress, okay? And that's how antioxidants work, okay? And of course, as a pharmacist, I won't tell you to stop using your medications, but we have seen amazing marriage and synergy between a product like Reader range of products and our regular orthodox medicines. I mean, they just work amazingly. And I mean, when I look at all of that and the testimonies that we get from time to time will not permit us to go into testimonies. You know, you realize that you don't want to not be on the side where you are making money from the business side of this product. And that's the final part we'll be talking about in the next 2-3 minutes before we call it a day. And if you are a guest in the house, just know that what we're touching on today is just a little part of what is possible in the business. Please meet with the person that invited you and tell the person I'm ready to come on board. Now, the table I'm sharing with you next just gives you an idea of the income possibilities of what we have with the Reader range of products, right? And now, if you look towards your right and you look at the yellow sign or the yellow columns, you will discover that, you know, there are income possibilities of what, you know, you can have by reason of driving this opportunity. Okay, this business is just about 2 years old, and we have people who are 4-star directors, and there's so much, you know, that is possible when it comes to the business side of it. The income potentials they actually run in billions. Okay, and you know, the beautiful thing is that you can do this business from many parts of the world. Okay, it is health, it is lifestyle, it is wealth. I mean, and it resonates with people, with things that people actually really desire. Okay, so these are the income possibilities. I know the beautiful thing about this business is that even if you fail in driving the business, even if you fail and achieve 10%, 5% of what is possible in the business, okay, you realize that you are still doing very well because the income potentials are huge. And it leverages on the model of word of mouth advertising, or what is called network marketing model. Okay, that is what is possible with the business. So you can see it starts small, and then the power of geometric progression, okay, or compound interest comes in, because, you know, when I share with someone, I have the potential in time to earn without being actively involved in driving. Of course, in the first few years, I start with actively sharing the opportunity with someone, and I can make phenomenal income. You know, he mentioned earlier when he spoke about going for a vacation. Okay, all of this is possible with this opportunity. You can earn all expenses paid vacations. We have had 2 all expenses paid vacation groups of people, one to Dubai and one to Singapore. And you know, all of these vacations will happen as soon as COVID restrictions are totally off. Okay, and all of this is possible with this opportunity. And if you're here and you say, okay, I mean, you said it, I want to be able to take a look at this business. I want to participate. I want to drive it as something for extra income. I mean, at least this Oga that spoke, he does this, and he also does this business. Then I think I should be able to combine it beautifully along with, you know, some other things that I do. And I say yes, and yes to that. Okay, so, and these are the ways you can come on board. My best and most preferred way is the VIP. The VIP level is currently the highest level to come in through, and you gain an extra benefit by coming in as a VIP. Okay, you come in with 750,000 naira and you get products worth over 1 million. Okay, which when you share with friends, when you use for yourself, and when you sell some, you gain more than 1 million naira in value on what you are purchasing with the 750,000. And the company is saying, okay, in this time, there's an opportunity for you to share in a pool. Okay, it's a small pool. Like I tell people today, it's not something you are excited about today, because the sale of the pool is still small compared to what is possible. But I mean, when I think about 2, 3, 4, 5 years time and what is possible as far as sales is concerned, this can be really exciting numbers. So as a VIP member, you can get to share in 2% of the profit of the sales made on a monthly basis. This is income that is paid to you without you having to do anything. Okay, so that's VIP level. The platinum level is 400,000. You can get to share in the pool of 1% of the profits made on sales on a monthly basis. If you can't do platinum or the VIP, you can start with the gold level, which is 140,000. Then you have the silver level, and the 40,000, which is what I call at all. I mean, I tell people, I mean, everybody knows now, right? Okay, that extra income is not optional. Okay, I mean, just talk about power supply alone. I don't know whether it's only in my area, but I mean, what I used to pay before, I pay ×4 of it now. It's almost ×4, it's ×3 point something. That's what I pay now. So nobody needs to tell anybody really that extra income is compulsory. Okay, and I mean, what I really love about this is extra income that people need, is meeting people's needs. Okay, people are having huge testimonies on it. If I drive it in time, it can actually become something really phenomenal. Okay, so I mean, if you are here and you are a guest in the house, I would encourage you to please grab the person that invited you and tell the person you are ready to get started. Okay, like I said earlier, training is at the bedrock of this business. Okay, and we get to learn valuable things that are important to us, both in this Green Mondays business and any other business that we do. So if you are here and you're coming in for the first time, it will be a pleasure to receive you in the Green Mondays as one of our distributors. We are big on training. We are big on people development. We are big on ensuring that people achieve their dreams if they are ready to do the same. Okay, so I can see that our facilitator is gradually coming back, but I think we are really gradually coming to the end of today's meeting. We don't want to keep it beyond an hour. We believe that somebody has gained something in knowing what is that thing that I have that I'm not using. And I'm sure you would agree with me that we have a lot that is not cash that we're not using. Okay, we have goodwill, we have skills, we have so many things that we're not using. These are some of the things that we get to benefit on the Green Mondays platform. Okay, so it will be my pleasure to receive you. It will be our pleasure to receive you to join us on board this amazing opportunity. We are certainly going places. And I wouldn't want it to be such that, next year or 2 years time, be like, and I was there. I attended one training where one guy was just talking. The one lady was saying something, because we are moving. We move, right? So we're moving, we're driving this, and we're going places with this opportunity. I would love for you to join us as we move and take territories and go for our dreams. I mean, remember that the person who taught us said, hey, don't listen to what people are saying. No. Some people they don't want to do this business because they feel that what will people say? People are not paying your bills, man. People are not, they are not helping you in that sense. Okay, so they can run commentary. So far you're adding value. So far your life is getting better. So far you're getting closer to your dreams. We would love to, have you come on board, join us in this business. So this final slide says, many people remain poor because they pass over opportunities repeatedly. Okay, they hear about something and you say, I'm not really sure, this and that. And then somebody says something, they hear about something else, and they keep passing, okay, over opportunities. And so they remain poor. Okay, we don't want you to be poor by passing over this opportunity. The best time to come on board this business was 2 years ago. The next best time is now. Okay, and we would like to welcome you on board the business. We would like to grow together. We would like to achieve our dreams together, and we would like to make phenomenal things happen. We would like to be a part of each other's success stories going somewhere to happen. So thank you very much for having me this wonderful evening. I would like to leave us to spend the rest of our Sunday evening or Sunday. You know, I know people are joining us from different parts of the world. So I know people in the UK, we now have daylight saving, right? So we are exactly on the same time zone. So all good. But I know we have some people from Canada. We have people from different parts of the world. We have Dr. Oche from the US, and I think a few other people. So please grab the person that invited you for this presentation and let's get started. Let's get cracking. I mean, we have so much territory to cover. We have so many people to help. Trust me when I tell you that people have issues, okay? And it's just, I mean, this is just the right platform. These are just the right products that can help people transform their health and by extension also transform their lives. Thank you very much for having us, myself and Mr. Denin Obamishaye. I believe that you have gained some value. And yes, thank you. You're very welcome, Mr. Denin. So I hope I did a good job in standing it for you. I think I've pretty much rounded up. So yes, we can just hear your voice and as you wrap up for us. Thank you very much.
Apologies, I couldn't.
No, that was not within your control. That was not your control.
I just realized I was talking and all of a sudden it just knocked me out. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody for joining. Have a wonderful evening, and for those in different parts of the world, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.